Hello and welcome to another Making Being a Writer lesson. As you can see my hands. We're going to be writing a letter. We're going to be taking our letter to Miss Friesen and writing it nice and neat in letter format. So I have my first draft, which has my transition words, my reasons, and my opinions all nice and laid out. I also added 2 extra examples for my reasons. This is an optional thing you can do to add to your letter, but you don't have to. All right, so here's my paper for my letter. I'm going to start in my top right corner with the date. Today is June 5th, 2020. All right, so now I'm going to start my actual letter. Now, when we're starting our letter, we want to skip a line down from our date. I'm going to bump my red line. I'm going to start with Dear Miss Friesen. I apologize for my left hand. You'll be able to see in a second. Dear Miss Friesen, comma. So my first line, the subject is all set. Now I'm going to skip a line and I'm going to start with my opinion. I think recess should stay. And I'm not going to try to squeeze in my next word because I'm not quite sure if you can see it, but there's my faint red line. So I'm going to skip a line. Should stay the same, period. There is my first opinion stated. And when I skip a line, I go right back to the dark red line. So now, my opinion stated, I'm going to start with my first reason and the transition word. My first reason is, and again, come to the next red line, so I'm going to skip a line, is the schedule will stay the same. Period. All right, now my first reason's done. So now I can start with my examples. And as I said before, I added 2 extra examples to go with my reasoning. This is optional. If you want to, you can. It just makes your letter a little bit more interesting. So my first reason was everyone is used to recess being 10 minutes long. So I'm going to start with, for example, I want you to notice really only my capital letters are touching the top line. Most of my letters are staying right in between the space. For example, everyone is used to recess being 10 minutes long. So that was my first one. Now I'm going to add my second one. Oops. So sometimes, I don't want to go over. So my full word is everyone, but I have most of it. So I'm going to put a little hyphen that tells the reader this word is going to continue on the next line. So zoom in. One have to learn a new skip schedule. Period. All right. That's my first reason. And example's done. Now I'm going to move on to my second reason. My second reason is, and I wrote less learning time. I actually want to add a little bit more words to make it more grammatically correct. My second reason is there would be less learning time. There would be less learning time. Period. Reason stated. Now I'm going to move on to my first example. For example, if recess is longer, skip a line, there will be less time for academics. Academics. Oops, that's not how you spell academics. Good thing we have erasers. All right, first example done. So my second example that I added, we could miss out on fun activities like PE, art, and library. We could miss out on fun activities like PE, art, and now that I've come to the bottom, I'm just gonna flip my page to the back. PE, art, and library. Period. Second opinion done. So now I'm back to my original opinion, which I need to restate. Oops, let's make that a little bit neater. That is why I think recess should stay the same. Right, now the last part of every letter is you sign your name plus a little message goodbye. You can say sincerely, you can say best wishes, you can say farewell, you can say from. Depends on how your connection with that person. I'm going to add thank you for reading. Oh, that's supposed to be an exclamation point. It's just a nice little send-off. Some people say love, from, again, sincerely. I'm just going to thank her for reading. Miss Teague. Now, two things you can do. You can print your name like I did, or you can practice some cursive and practice your signature. Depends on how you choose. All right, so your assignment for this week is to take your first draft and put it in on paper in letter format. Make sure you skip lines front and back, and make sure you sign your name at the end. Your folks can take a picture of it and send it to me, or you can. I believe you can upload it to Schoology. Yeah, you can upload it to Schoology as well. All right, thank you so much.